Yo, people, welcome back. You already know what time it is. It's time for the Chelsea versus Southampton Carabao Cup round of 16 review. And I must say, people, that was a rough watch. But we got through it in the end. You and me together on that watch along. And if you wasn't here for that, well, then you're a crackhead and you've done something very wrong this evening and you need to fix up because that's disappointing. And I won't tolerate that, all right? We just won't tolerate that. You got to be a ride or die. You got to be here for the cause, in, out, shake it all about. But I must tell you right now, we'll start with the starting 11. It was very disjointed. The whole game, the whole performance was very disjointed. And it's no real surprise. Look, we understand what this competition is. It's an energy drink competition. It's an energy drink cup. No one takes it ridiculously seriously apart from Man City, but I personally do want to win this. I value winning trophies. I'm not here to be a Tottenham fan who don't collect any trophies and then start complaining about it 8-10 years later. We have to cherish everything we can put on the table and put up and win. And for me personally, with a big bolstered, squad like we have, we need to be in this competition to rotate, to use players, and that's what we did today. But you could see when you make that many changes, it's disjointed. There's no fluidity, there's no chemistry, there's no relationships on the pitch, there's no understanding, and that's what we got. We got a pretty messy performance, and it was pretty clunky. First of all, the disappointment, obviously, for Hudson-Odoi playing at right wing back. That's not what I wanted to see. I want to see him at left wing. The last two games where he'd either made a cameo off the bench against Malmo or started against Norwich, he got goals and assists from the left wing, and Tuchel has been giving him that tough love. Which I'm here for, fair enough. The guy needs to prove his point. He needs to show that he can be consistent as a young player, like a Phil Foden, like a Mason Greenwood. He needs to show that he can play on that level. The only way to do that is to put in the numbers week in, week out. But if you keep moving him up and down into different positions, how is he ever going to do that? And that was my disappointment. Now, I wasn't aware of the injuries that we had, and now that I've seen the injuries that we had going into this game, it's understandable. Azpilicueta, Loftus-Cheek added to the injury list. Kante wasn't available already either. So maybe he has his hands tied behind his back in terms of options, and he actually had to play Hudson-Odoi there. I don't think he wanted to play Hudson-Odoi. It's not like previously where he's played Hudson-Odoi at right wing back because, maybe he can rely upon him when he wants an attacking right wing back. I think today he played him because he had to, or maybe he felt like he had to. So fair enough. But the changes that we made, there was a lot of changes. The left-hand side in the first half looked really, really messy, really clunky, like I said, really disjointed. Malong Sarr down the left-hand side with Marcus Alonso, and then with Barkley, who we thought was in a 3-5-2, but it kind of became a 3-4-3, and he took down to the left-hand side of that pitch. And it was just really poor in terms of their link-up play. Most of the game was just very disjointed and just very, messy, like I said. And it wasn't as smooth as it was between Chilwell and Hudson-Odoi at the weekend against Norwich. So that's something to look into. It's understandable. Those guys are backup options. But again, they didn't really put themselves in the play or in the fold for a first-team position going forward. This is a game where guys want to prove their point. They want to show what they can do. They didn't really do that for me today, especially when we have to win via penalties. What'd you say?
Contention.
Yeah, contention. They didn't really put themselves in contention for first team regular minutes with their performances today down that left-hand side. There was a moment or a few moments that I can look at where I said that was a really good bit of play down the left-hand side. Some really smooth moves, 1-2s, some fluidity. That did come when Hudson-Odoi moved to the left in the second half. There was a really nice move down that left. But I'm clutching at straws. Most of the game, it was clunky. There was some, times where fouls were made that didn't need to be made. Possession lost that didn't need to be lost, etc., etc. So it wasn't great down there. Now, in the midfield, I think Saul Niguez really had a good day today. He was much better than he has been previously. He set the bar quite low, but again, he's looking to improve. He has gotten very, very uphill task in terms of trying to get into this midfield going forward. There's so many options in there. Loftus-Cheek has resurged and looks a lot better as well this season. So Saul Niguez is like, he's on loan. I'm not really very much dedicated to his progression as a player or him trying to break into this team, but it would be nice if he could offer something in times of need and hardship over the Christmas period where we have a accumulation of fixtures. But he was better today. He was. And in that pivot with Mateo Kovacic, they looked smooth. They looked a lot better. I think massive shout out has to go out to Trevoh Chalobah. He was the rock, the linchpin in that defense in the middle of the back three against a shaky Sarr at times on the ball, and a Reece James who usually plays at right wing back. He was everything in that middle today. He was consistent. He was winning his aerial duels. He was cleaning up, mopping up, covering. You name it, he was doing it. And he was really good in the middle. Ziyech and Kai up front, it's not something that I usually like to see. You guys know how I feel about them two playing together. I just feel like you're not really getting a good balance of profile. But I think, you know, Kai gets a goal today. He missed a great opportunity as well. I would have loved to have seen him take that chance, but he didn't. Kind of scuffed at it, went straight towards the keeper. And then he had another opportunity, 1v1, which he took a heavy touch, and he didn't put it in the back of the net. Of course, it goes straight into the goalkeeper's gloves. But he does get the goal. The only goal that we scored in open play, or not in open play, but scored today. Scored from a corner. Ziyech with the assist. But Ziyech as well was frustrating the livid out of people in that first half as well. So that assist doesn't really paper over the cracks for Ziyech. Again, did he really prove his point? Did he really show that he deserves to come into the first team for the next game in that front three? In my opinion, absolutely not. I think Ziyech, yes, he got the assist. He had a couple of moments, some good delivery from corners, but in open play and in general, I think he could have been a lot better today. So again, he's got a big mountain to climb. Massive shout out as well to Kepa at the end of that game, keeping us in the match. Southampton, in the second half, they grew. You know, we were 1-0 up at halftime. Second half, they scored early on through Adams, and then they continue to keep piling on the pressure time and time again, causing issues on our back line. And we are lucky, really, to get 2 penalties at this point because Southampton are relentless. They're looking for the winner, and Kepa had to pull out 2-3 saves from set pieces and really great saves as well, you know, heading towards the top corner. So massive game for Kepa. He was great again today. Saved some penalties in the shootout as well. And again, Tuchel continues to take his market value up and up and up. This is a guy that people were, including me, thinking this guy isn't worth barely anything to us at this point. You know, he's one of the worst goalkeepers in the world statistically. This is looking terrible business, and it is still not great business. Let me not get it twisted. 70 million, you're not going to recoup that value. But if we can even recoup 20, 25, you don't need to laugh. I'm trying to bring hope to the people.
50 million, that's a Fernando Torres.
I tried. If we can even recoup 20, 25 million, that would be fantastic. So Tuchel's doing a really good job on bringing his market value back up. He's been really good since Tuchel's come in. We've relied upon him in sometimes in terms of penalty shootouts in the Super Cup, Villa this game, and also in the FA Cup last season. So Kepa, continue to keep doing what you're doing. You're doing very well. Again, value for money, like I said, I don't pay a CEO to flip the burgers. It doesn't make any sense. On the money he's on, the money he cost, he shouldn't be secondary goalkeeper. But while you are, do your job, do the business, keep it moving, and do what you got to do. Credit Southampton, again, just like I credited Villa in the last round for actually keeping us to a draw and taking us all the way to penalties. Chelsea, showing that when they rotate their team, whether you think Chelsea have really strong depth or not, I don't know. But clearly, when we make a lot of changes, we do struggle. Like I said, there is no fluidity. There's no chemistry. But even the quality, a lot of underhit and overhit passes today. Undercooked, overcooked. If this was a steak, you would never get what the person actually ordered. You ask for medium, they give it rare. They give it well done. They don't give it just right. It's like Goldilocks. It's just long.
You don't even know which one's right.
I like medium. I like medium steak.
You like medium?
I went out. I had a medium steak.
I'm pretty sure when you told me about that, you were complaining. You're like, it's not cooked enough.
No. I had medium. I enjoyed the medium. I think it was good for me.
That's quite bloody still.
No, it's not really.
Yeah.
Not the way they made it. It was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. You should try it. Well, how do you like your steak?
Burnt. Cooked.
How do you like your steak? Burnt.
Dead.
I like my deep. I like my meat dead. Jesus. Anyway, so yeah, I don't even know what I was saying. I don't really know where to go from here. But we're through to the next round. I do want to do well in this competition. Like I said, we're going to keep making a lot of changes throughout this competition unless we come up against a big team. We'll see how Man City get on tomorrow against West Ham. Arsenal went through against Leeds today. But more than likely, we're going to rotate. What? I didn't say Leeds, Arsenal are a big team. I'm just saying Arsenal. That was separate. That was a comma. Arsenal. Yeah.
Full stop. Okay.
So we'll see how we get on, but just great to get through. And really, the real business continues in the Premier League against Newcastle. That's the game where we need to go in with our top dogs, the big dogs, as Grizz says on the Big Six. We need the big dogs in the team. We've had a lot of injuries. Hopefully they will come back. Well, not all of them, because we know Pulisic and Lukaku and Werner probably will still be out. But hopefully a few players come back and we can play them against Newcastle. We don't fare well at St. James's Park, but we'll save that for another day. London Club's Carnage is tomorrow. Smash up the icons, and I'll see you, man, in a bit. Peace. Goodbye. I need a pie. I'm hungry. Do what you want.